Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Asian Pickleball Insider. We are here after a long week of Asian pickleball action. I'm your host, Claudio, and along with me is, of course, the one, the only,
Rob Nunnery.
So yeah, lots happened in Asia this week. You had the PPA in Hangzhou, you had the PCL finals in Shenzhen, and upcoming, you're gonna be flying out to India in a few weeks for that. And there's also a tournament, the last week.
Yeah, there's India Pickleball League, which that kind of it seems like it got thrown together kind of last minute. I think it was formerly PWR, but interesting to throw together like a team league at the beginning of the month, and then that leads into the Global Sports Pickleball League as well as the Grand Slam, where we had Shashank on earlier maybe a month ago or so, maybe a little longer. But that's happening December 16th to 23rd. So I'll be going to India for that. And there's also WPC this past week, and I saw my boy Roman got dinking with Roman, got gold and men's and mixed. So a lot of pickleball happening.
Yeah. So we can start with the PPA. I mean, this was, we've seen Asian players win some games before, but this I feel like was the turning point. This is the tournament where Asia's really like, hey, we're not just going to win a game or two. We can win these tournaments no matter who you send. So, PPA this time around sent Connor, who's been to Asia a few times. But the big name that they sent was really Fed,
Yeah.
He's rank 1 singles right now, if I'm not mistaken. And, everyone was expecting him to just absolutely crush that. But then Connor got knocked out in the quarters, and Fed was the only remaining player from the States.
Yeah, it was a big tournament for Asia, just to show that the level is on par with the States, with the best players in the world. And I think it also shows that it's not just the best players in the world in the States, right? That, you had Fed and Armand go down, you had Fed and Connor go down in singles. So, obviously consistency is needed in Asia. And I think if you had American players playing here week in, week out, that it would showcase the Asian talent. So the fact that they come over and struggle just shows you where Asia's at right now. And it's still so early over here that it's only going to keep trending up, and the talent's going to get better. The talent pool is going to get deeper. And the more exposure that these players get over here to the American game, the Western game, sky's the limit. Asia is the future of pickleball. And I think this past weekend in Hangzhou showed that.
Yeah. And that was singles. In the men's doubles, you had Fed and Armand, who, already one of some of the top US players, played off against Quan and Hien Truong, to a fully Vietnamese pair. And they became the first fully Vietnamese pair to win a PPA event, which, we've had players who are from Vietnam or from these Asian countries, moved to the States, played there for a bit. Quan and Hien Truong have just been playing here. They just played the other week in the Vietnam Masters. And now...
And you always hear about the PPA dominance, right? And I mean, you had two PPA players. You had Armand and you had Fed. Usually Fed plays with Big H, so it's not, not entirely the same. But it shows that, because the week before, Quan and his partner, they lost in the finals in Vietnam at the DJoy tournament to QD and Jack Monroe. So you always hear about the PPA dominance, but just to show you that, the team that beat Fed and Armand lost the week prior to a former UPA player and an APP player. So just to show you the talent's deep, and it's not just the PPA that has talent.
Yeah, for sure. It was such a fun, seeing all these upsets. It's just so great to see. So proud of all the Asian players that were able to put up a good showing. And yeah, expect to see much more of that as we move forward. I feel like the PPA might get scared to send more players.
I mean, it's not a great look. It's not a great look to send your best players over to get beat. And even before that, to go 3 games and a lot of matches in prior tournaments as well. It just shows you that you can't overlook Asia. And talking about kind of the Asian development pipeline, I went to Hainan Island yesterday. Just a day trip. It was a long day. Flew from Shenzhen down there and back. And there is a training academy, basically. It's a boarding academy. They have, right now, the main sport's tennis. They have some junior players that play in the Grand Slams, of the Junior Grand Slam. So high-level stuff. They are building, right now they have 11 pickleball courts. They are building 20 more. So it's going to be a big facility. They're building some more tennis courts. It's going to be world class. And right now we're going to use that, Ram Sports is, to create a boarding academy, training academy, high performance, where we will have players come and live and train. We are going to be hiring 3 coaches to be based there full time. They could be player coaches where they're still competing and training alongside the students that we have coming in. Exciting stuff. That's going to start in March of 2026, so it's coming up quick. And it's just cool to see. It's going to be the premier training and boarding academy in Asia. So if anybody's interested in training full time on kind of that pro pathway in China, you can learn some Mandarin too. Why not? Then hit us up, because it's coming.
Yeah. So the real question there is, when you teach the students, are you going to be known as Professor Rob or Mr. Nunnery?
Well, I'm kind of creating the curriculum and the standards and expectations and all of that. I won't be based there. I will have coaches that are on the ground there. So I will not be Professor Rob. You can call me, just like the Philippines, Sir Rob.
Everyone is Sir here.
I love that.
Sir
Rob.
Have you gotten the mamsir?
To what?
Mamsir in the Philippines.
Uh-uh.
If they're not sure because they're not looking at you, they call you both.
Mamsir. That's great. I haven't gotten that one yet.
And, we talk about young talent in Hainan. In PCL, which just happened where we just came from, I just want to talk about how Team Chuhai the team that won, was led by a 47-year-old former table tennis player who, and is very proud to do so, smokes 2 packs a day and 2 cigarettes before and after each game, beat the other 27 Asian teams, and took home $30,000.
I'll say it. I've said it once. I'll say it again. He's my favorite pickleball player in the world. It's hands down. It's not even close. Not even close.
I feel like that's very old school pickleball. Like nowadays, it's been
or new school. I think it would be pretty new to smoke a couple packs a day and smoke before and after you play. Next thing, all we need is him smoking on court as he's playing and hitting that backhand. That's all we need.
But yeah, so Team Chuhai, it was him, his partner from last season. They were there last season. They won 3rd. The 2 guys came back with a vengeance. It was Uncle, and that's what everyone calls him. Uncle and an accountant. That's his partner. The guy with glasses.
And he looks like an accountant too.
People call
him. He looks like an accountant. Yeah.
And they beat all the other China teams. They took down India. They took down Team Philippines. And they took down the final China team, Team Shenyang, who also put up a great fight in a 5-game dream breaker, where Uncle, 47 years old, went 3-1 his first stint and then 2-2 against, I think, a guy who was like 20-something years old, tennis player. Yeah. It was just pure.
Don't ever count Uncle out. Don't ever count him out.
Yeah. It's like people have been taking pickleball a lot more seriously. You have training academies. You have people, people do workout regimens, training every day. And then you just have Uncle.
I mean, that's the beauty of pickleball, especially doubles, right? Like a lot of all of the physical aspects that you see of being in the gym, the nutrition, the yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's great. More so for singles. I mean, men's doubles, gender doubles, even mixed, it's still pickleball. It's not, especially in rally scoring. I think it'd be a bit different in traditional scoring where you're having to unwind the stack or stay on the wrong side or the opposite side. That's a little different, but rally scoring for Uncle, for a 47-year-old that smokes 2 packs a day, there's no version of the game that suits him better than rally scoring, gender doubles especially. Like, you don't have to be in the gym for that. You can be, I mean, mark my words, he'll be 55, probably smoking on court and still cleaning up.
Yeah, we were joking. I was doing commentary. I could hear the people in the back talking behind me about how he should tape a lighter to the back of his paddle, or someone needs to make him a paddle with a lighter on the back so he can just light it up from his paddle midpoint.
It's epic.
What did you notice? I'm so curious. What did you notice about his game that made him so just unstoppable?
Well, it was interesting, right? Because even in mixed, he played the right side, which, not traditional. Usually have the guy on the left taking a lot of court, forehand in the middle. He comes from table tennis, obviously, and you see this with table tennis players. They love their backhand because you can get so much action on it. And it's very similar. It's a similar stroke. And on the forehand side, for the volley anyways, it's a little tougher. And I saw it a couple times. The face is a bit more open. You're coming up on it like this more. So the ball sails long a lot. So I saw, if you're able to attack him on the line there, the counter's not going to be as good as the backhand. But from that right side, you got your backhand in the middle, which is exactly what he wants. So I think strategy-wise, they actually played it really well. If I was playing them, I would have played it differently than a lot of the teams played. I saw the female on the right side, on the opponent side, would play cross court because that's the typical pattern. I'm like, don't play to uncle. Why are you playing to uncle? And then it's also tough to dink line female to female because, especially at that level where it's not quite pro, where it's tough to get that ball down and not pop it up straight on because, you don't have as much space to hit. So I thought very interesting strategy playing him on the right and mixed. And then he played pretty smart. I mean, I think at that level, the key is making good decisions and being patient. And he was a bit more patient than the others. And when they did try to speed up at him, which they should not do, certainly not to his backhand, he punished them. So yeah, just really good stuff. He didn't make a lot of errors. And I think at that, what I saw at PCL is lots of unforced errors still. You just got to clean that up. And decision making, a lot of random lobs being thrown up, a lot of stuff like that. Just got to make a lot of balls.
Yeah, I think from a more amateur perspective, because I'm not not quite there yet, but
no, but you have a good eye for the game.
Yeah, watching the PCL, especially the China teams, I think the reason we had a double China finals was just Team Shenyang and Team Chuhai just kind of out aggression the other teams almost.
Yeah,
like Team Shenyang beat both Japan and Bali, Indonesia. And both games, the guys were just hyper aggressive to the point where, and also they had a good balance of aggressive and hands. So they were able to be aggressive on the other team, put the pressure on them. But then when the other team would try to retaliate with a forced speed up or maybe an overly aggressive fourth, they just came in swinging after that. And Team Chuhai did a lot of the same thing with I think the main difference maker being slightly more conservative hands. Like when it came to hands battle, a lot of the balls from Shenyang were going long, while the thing that I noticed most about Uncle, it didn't matter how many volleys he hit. They were all staying in. It was on his backhand side.
Yeah. I think, but that is one thing that I've noticed is like with the aggression, especially from the baseline with the drives, everybody's playing everything. These you can't on those drives. Balls are going long. I think it's the one skill that really needs to be developed out here is letting balls go. It's a tough one because you have some paddles that are hot. You have some paddles that are spinny. It's hard to have a consistent ball coming off the paddle and knowing whether or not it's going to sail or whether it's going to stay in. But it's something you can develop and you should practice. And I always say, if you're just in practice, don't just keep the ball going because you're practicing. If there's a ball that is going to go long, just don't hit it. You want to develop that habit and that instinct in practice because that will carry over to matches. And what will also carry over to matches, if you're playing that ball consistently just to keep it going and it's going long, you're going to do that in matches too. And the issue is like that playing one ball that's going out is you already won that point. You don't need to keep, imagine if you didn't play any of those balls that are going out, how different some of your results would be. It's significant. So it's one thing that you should definitely practice.
Yeah, it's definitely something that
you should practice too.
I know. But yeah, it was definitely
don't
something
let mine go because they're all going in.
That's the thing. It's not good. Here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem. When you hit with someone like Rob, you can't practice not hitting out balls because he doesn't hit them.
Sometimes.
You hit a volley straight down at his feet, and you're like, okay, there's no way he keeps this ball in. And then he does. And then you just look at yourself like, was I supposed to hit that? It doesn't make sense.
Well, maybe I'm not the right example, but when you're playing with other people at the country club, Valle Verde, let them go.
Yeah, I do actually got a tournament there this coming weekend. So after watching all the PCL games, after watching all the upsets, I am inspired.
That's how it goes. You watch a bit, and you're not playing, and then you want to play.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I get to play a bit. I got on. You haven't mentioned it. I'm giving
What,
you a
me versus you and your dad?
no. So there was a little exhibition that they did. So I got on the court with
How did
Afad,
I not
with
get a picture
Thomas.
of this?
My dad has a video.
Good.
They didn't show it on the live stream. Yeah.
So there's an ATP opportunity for Migo. He got pulled out wide on the forehand side. Instead of actually hitting the ball, he decided to run directly into a court barrier. Not only that, but knocked the court barrier over and did a ninja roll into basically the crowd. So highlight of my weekend is watching this guy just do a tumble on court into the barrier.
My mindset. If you miss, Rob's gonna make fun of you for a week.
I'll make fun of you regardless.
If I make it, I gotta tell everyone I hit an ATP on a cross-court roll from Thomas Yu.
That's true.
And I'm gonna be telling people that for months.
Do you get to say it? Because you didn't do it.
No, I didn't.
That's a hell of a what if.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Well, what you didn't miss was hitting the barrier.
Yeah.
You made that one.
But yeah, and so it was such a crazy weekend. I mean,
good fun though. Good fun.
Oh, for sure. Tons of fun.
30 grand for the winning team, guys. I don't think you guys understand that, and it's open for anybody. Well, in an Asian country, money on the table. I mean, you could we didn't have any Vietnam teams. You could have had QD on a team playing with it's real money. 30 grand for the team.
Yeah, for sure. And considering when you win your sectional, the whole thing's paid for. You get to fly out for free.
The free trip. It's a free trip for the whole team.
Yeah.
And eighth place, I saw eighth place made, if you got to the quarters, you made $6 grand back, right? So So even if you just get to the quarters in the finals, you get your trip paid for, but then you also get $6K as the eighth place team. So where else in Asia are you getting that money?
PCL season 3. Don't know when it's gonna happen. Not right away, please. I need a break. I want to play in tournaments. I don't want to run anymore for like a good 4 months.
That's not gonna happen. That it's gonna start happening beginning of the year. You know it is.
No, it's not.
All right, we'll see.
We need time. But yeah. So moving forward, let's talk about Mumbai. Talk about India.
Sure.
How is that? Who are you partnering with? Who do you know you're gonna face off against? And you know, how are you feeling about all that?
Yep. So 2 different events. You've got the individual tournament where I'm playing a few different events. I'm playing mixed with Nicola Schumann, Australian, who is also a Ram Sports player. She's here in Shenzhen this week. We're going to be training together. We will go to Mumbai, and I leave Saturday. I think she leaves Sunday or Monday. And then I have men's with Ryler DeHart, which will be fun. I'm playing 35 plus with a global sports player, Hien Chu, great guy. So got a few different events going. And then beyond that, also playing, split age so that's 35, over 35, under 35. I'm playing that with the Richard Liverneys. So that'll be fun. And then I'm playing the team event. So on my team, the Nashik Ninjas, we've got Pei, Taiwan. We've got Spencer Lanier, US. We've got Arjun Singh, who I think he's still 15, is the best 15-year-old in the world. I would say that. We have Rihanna Valdez, who is based in California, American player, very good. So we've got very strong women, strong guys. I think we can make a good run. So that'll be a lot of fun. Team event is similar to, I think the format is gender mixed Dreambreaker, but the Dreambreaker, I believe, I'm not sure there's also a singles match. So we have to have a singles player, I believe. Or that's how it was last year. I'm not quite sure the format this year, if it's the same, if it's not. But I think that's it. It's gonna be a lot of fun though. It's a lot of pickle for a week, but we'll see how I manage physically. Hopefully well.
That's exciting. Lots of players come over for this. Lots of APP. So
huge.
I mean, it's $500,000 prize, right?
Yeah, the tournament, just the tournament aspect, and then the team events got prize money as well. So it's a huge event. QD's there. All of the APP players are there. All the Australian players are there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's exciting. So where can we watch? Because I'm going to be, I wish I could be there, but I want to tune in. I want to watch. I want to see how you do. And we'll probably
I don't know what you can watch. We will find that out, and we will provide the link though. That's for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm going to try and ask the Sports Predict team as well. If we can get markets set up for this, I feel like it's going to be a great event. You're not allowed. Yeah. You can't. You're playing. You can't. No, I'm kidding. You can.
It'll be, yeah. I'm gonna throw my own matches just for bragging rights.
Which crown is more important to you?
Yeah, yes. I got real issues if I just want bragging money.
Yeah. That's gonna be exciting to watch. It's gonna be good to see you back on court competing.
Knee feels okay. Yeah. So I'm that's been kind of that's the goal for me this week. Get comfortable doing footwork on move. And it hasn't been at all, hasn't been pain, a little tightness here and there, but I think that's pretty normal. But it's also kind of like learn how to move. I've for so long on this, I really kind of adjusted how I played, really protected my right and like adjusted my work to protect it. So now I'm trying to learn that and try to on like I should be moving, taking the steps, not getting away with what I would before. It's actually fun to be able to like move freely without thinking about my knee. I'm still kind of in the back because it's been so long, but that's the part that I'm trying to unlearn is trusting it and being able to take the extra steps. And not just that, but actually getting down low and stuff. It's realize, or I just how much I comp for the meniscus and I'm like, this is actually a lot more movement than I was doing before.
That's kind of crazy to hear because when I watch you, the two things you already get really low, which is something that my dad always points out. So to think that you're supposed to be getting even lower.
Yeah, kind of I'm being lazy. Yeah,
it does not look lazy.
Just for most people, straight up when they're like, especially at the kitchen line, just dinking and stuff, like it should be burning if you're dinking, especially like 15, 20 balls. Like that shouldn't feel comfortable. That will burn because it's so low. And I was telling Fariz, who's one of the Ram Sports players, a young guy from Malaysia, I was telling him, and it's like something, just a tip for you out there, like what I think about a lot of the, and I kind of exaggerated it to show him, was if you've got your paddle, let's say my phone, then one way to think about it is you want to your paddle as close as you can to your actual head. If you're hitting, like get down, don't just hit it like this, like get down with it, especially the mid court, get really low, and then when you're picking balls, hitting down like head close to the paddle as much as you can. I mean, I'm not talking, you have to have it like, but if I notice that I'm consistent, it's because when I think back or when I try to correct it, if I paddle close to my head, I just find myself being to bend your knees and get low.
Yeah, so paddle, it should mean, you don't mean like up here. You mean bend down so your head.
I just mean if there is like a tape from where your paddle is to where your head is, if there's a slow, you shouldn't go down. You should go down with it. But but to go down with it, you have to bend your knees. You have to get down. Wide base, bend your knees, especially the mid-court.
Okay, that's something to learn. You know, I think another thing, speaking of just bending down, the toilets in China, I was shocked.
The hole?
I
don't use those. I don't go to the...
I had to figure it out. And it burned. I'm going to be completely honest. It was so hard.
The first time I ever came to China 20 years ago in Beijing, I'm not going to do it right now, but that's how, like, if you just look on the side, people are like smoking or like hanging out in that squat position.
Yeah.
Like that's just the resting position. And that's how they go to
the Asian squat.
Squat.
That's why everyone in Asia has strong knees. Except,
right.
Well, most people.
The original knee over toes.
It's always Asians first. But yeah.
Always.
So I think that about covers it for this week's episode. So we had the PPA, we had PCL, we have Rob getting back on court for the first time. Really, really exciting stuff. And we'll be back next week to not talk about your tournament quite yet. Or will we?
Grounded. I'll be on the ground so we can give us some updates from it.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. We will try and put up Sports Predict Market. We'll post that. We'll post those. And we'll try and see if we can take the crown from Rob together. To the, what is it now? 20 people watching this? 21? We're at 21?
Hey, it's a slow build.
So to the 21 people watching, that's been it for Asian Pickleball Insider. powered by Sports Predict. Thank you for that. Thank you also to Ram Sports. I finally got my hands on this. I'm gonna be using it in my upcoming. Got my name on it, like Rob. They gave me the full Miguel, but it's okay.
Not even Migo, the full Miguel. Love it.
But yeah, we gotta get you one that says Robert Nunnery.
Robert, yes. I need the whole name. Until next time, guys.
Signing off.